Welcome. Today we will learn some of the basic ecological concepts, and these are on Ecad, Ecotype, Ecotone, Guild, and ecological equivalent. These terminologies are very important for ecological perspective and obviously for various competitive exams. So, at first, Ecad. This is a special type of plant which modified by its habitat. Here the environment regulates the change and induces various types of modifications. And these modifications are somatic, and as I already mentioned, they are induced by the environment. These are not heritable. Like the pattern and shape of the leaf changes according to the altitudinal gradient or depending on other environmental constituents. They form the Ecad. These are also known as ecophanes and habitat forms or environmentally induced variations. So, we can also use these terms for ecads. They are ecophane. They are also known as habitat forms. Or they are also known as environmentally induced variation. Induced variations. And if and when ecophane or Ecad is genetically regulated or the changes are incorporated in the genes, they are fixed and heritable, they are known as ecotype. So, a genetically different, the most important term, the genetically different population of a species colonizing a different habitat with specific characteristic feature. So, these features are genetically fixed, not somatic like the previous one. But ecotypes are interfertile in nature. So we can't call them as a new species. As in case of ecotype, there is no reproductive isolation. So they are interfertile. Now the next term, ecotone. These are basically a junction or transitional zone between two or more diverse communities. Example, we can use a soft bottom or hard bottom marine community, a forest or grassland, or a river junction, known as delta or estuaries. All these things, they establish a diverse type of uh, species than the two interconnecting regions. Just simply imagine this depicted by forest, and this is the grassland portion. And this intermediate part, this is the junction or transitional zone between two diverse communities. And this part is known as Ecotone. Now, the species found in this region, they are diverse, very much diverse than the connecting portions, as I already mentioned. And these species are known as the age species. Similarly, we can draw a diagrammatic representation. Okay, this interconnecting one. There's a community A and community B. And these interconnecting portions, these are very much diverse in nature, and they show a much higher proportion, a much higher amount of diversity than the two interconnecting portions. And they're very much important whenever we want to study the diversity aspect, the conservational approaches, to study various types of life cycle patterns, and all other ecological attributes. So, to study the community ecology properly, we have to study this ecotone, the age species, and the age concept very clearly. The next important aspect, what I want to say, is guild. These are a group of species which maintain their life by exploiting the same class of resources in a similar way. This is the most important criteria. A group of species will maintain their life by exploiting the same class of resources in a similar way. Like wasps parasitizing a herbivore population, snails living in the litter portion of the forest floor. In all the cases, all the species, they maintain their life by exploiting the same class or type of resources in a similar fashion. So they constitute the guild. And the last but not the least, ecological equivalent. Species which occupy similar niches in different geographical regions. They may be taxonomically closely related in adjacent regions or closer regions, but usually they are not related in non-adjacent regions. But they occupy similar niches. This establishes the ecological equivalent. Like grasses from temperate semi-arid portions of Australia are largely different from the similar climatic portions of the North America, but they all are ecologically equivalent as they are the primary producers in those particular ecosystem. So now I think we all can differentiate between these terms, that is Ecad or Ecofane or environmentally induced variation, then the Ecotype, which is the genetically fixed one, then the Ecotone, the junction or transitional zone, then the guild, and the ecological equivalent. Thank you.